All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the men whom we believe the Heavenly Father set up to establish His word in these times, and who diligently and continually feeding the flock. And to all you Akim and doing likewise, continuing in that legacy of pushing out this gospel, which was passed down by Yahweh Shai, I say Shalom. All right, this is the book of St. John, chapter 15 and verse 13. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Yeah, and when you read this scripture, we all know that this is dealing with the fact that Yahweh Shai shed his blood for the elect, all right? Not the whole world, because the only ones who are going to benefit from the blood of Yahweh Shai is the elect, not even the 2/3 of Israel, and especially not you heathens, all right? Although the 2/3 are going to ultimately benefit because they're not going to have to suffer being under the rule of the so-called white man in the kingdom and wickedness. Or either the other nations, they are not going to be under the rule of these heathens for that matter. They're going to be under the rule of Yahweh Shai, righteousness, all right? But when you really go into this scripture, all right, this is dealing with the men that's going out teaching, all right? The men that you see going out pushing his word, they actually laid down their life. Meaning we all had aspirations, man. You had guys that was in the sports, entertainment, they wanted to be rappers or whatever the case, entrepreneurs or whatever, right? But they laid down their life, all right, for a friend, which is the elect. Because when we go out, ultimately this word is only for the elect. That's the only ones going to get it, the friends. So when the scriptures say no greater love than this, than a man lay down his life, that's actually dealing with the men that's going out pushing his word, all right? This is a twofold scripture. Because a guy can give you $200 million, and that's still no greater love than what we do for you, man. Because what we push actually saves your life. And to further prove this, this is the book of St. Mark, chapter 1, and verse 18. And straightway they forsook their nets and followed him. That's right. And another way of saying forsook their nets is they laid down their life. And this is dealing with their disciples because their nets was their life. That was their career. They forsook that and followed the Lord, all right? And that's the same thing we did. We laid our life down for the friends. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all. That's right. And another form of saying what he's saying, another form of that is he laid down his life, all right? And it says, and follow thee, what shall we have therefore? That's right. So all the men that you see out pushing his word, that's laying down their life. There's no greater love than what we do, all right? This is the book of St. John, chapter 17, and Asalakia, St. John, chapter 21 and verse 17, it says, he said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things, thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh Shai said unto him, feed my sheep, which is the friends, all right? That's love, all right? And only way you can do that is you got to lay down your life. You know, you got some guys that'll read that scripture and they'll go and jump in front of a bullet for a guy, all right? Not understanding that the scripture is actually talking about giving up the things that you was into and going out and teaching, going out for the sake of the friends, because that's why we do this, for the elect's sake, all right? It's the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. That's right. And the scriptures tell you, you can't serve two masters, for either you'll love one and hate the other. So if you really was called in to be a prophet, that's your lot, and you follow Yahweh Shai, you're going to actually hate your life. And if you hate something, what you do, you lay it down. You drop it, man. Reason why guys got a problem with laying down their life is because they really hate Yahushua, you know? And on the other hand, the reason why it's nothing for us to lay our life down because we love Yahushua. We actually hate our life, man. You know? So pretty much that's it, man. You know, when the scripture says there's no greater love than he that lay down his life for a friend, we know at face value that's dealing with Yahushua, all right? Even a pork chop eating pastor could read that and know that that's talking about Yahushua giving up his life, all right? But the twofold of that is dealing with the men that's in the lot of Yahushua. We actually, you know, in the stead of Yahushua, we doing the same thing. We actually laid our life down, all right, for a friend, which is the elect. And there is no greater love than that, all right? For an example to close out is, you know, just say the apostles, all right? If the apostles want to never lay down their life, which you know they had a career, you know they had aspirations, if those men want to never lay down their life, then for me, you know, and came out and teach this word, then I would have been, you know, asked out, all right? And that legacy is continued with us. We actually lay down our life. If it weren't for us laying down our life for the friends, then you will be fucked, man. Excuse my language, all right? And there's no greater love than this. Why? Because we are saving your life. So yeah, with that, hope this was an edifying lesson. Until the next time I say shalom.